Well, welcome into the Toby Foreman Show. What is this, week 9?
This is the 9th game in a row.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
Unbelievable, man. It's just flying by, isn't it?
It is. It doesn't seem like we're already the 9th game this season.
The weather hasn't changed much.
It's still hot.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to be cool football temperatures by now.
I don't know. It must going to be really cold this winter.
Yeah. Well, now that you said that, that's probably going to come true. Let's go back last week to Brian. Speaking of cold weather, Vikings?
Yeah.
Cold weather.
It was cold.
It was
cool.
You had a good game against Brian, going to Merrill Green Stadium, of course, and it's always a fun place to play.
We did, and Coach Green just recently passed away, and so prayers to his family. But that's only the second time I've ever coached in that stadium, and it's the first time I won there. But it's a tough place to win. Brian does a good job. Their guys were very prepared. They're physical. They got some athletes. They had the number one rushing offense in the district going in that game. I don't know if they still do, but I felt like defensively we did a really good job against them. And the secondary played pretty decent. A couple plays we gave up, but overall I was pleased. I feel like from top to bottom, offense, defense, and special teams, that was our best game of the year. And so, we're peaking at the right time. We just got to build on that, and we've had a really good week of practice headed into this Cove game. But Coppers Cove is extremely tough. We hadn't played them in 4 years. A lot of respect for their program, and what Jack Welch did out there for years and years and years was just dominant. And so, that being said, we're looking forward to it. I know they're looking forward to it right here, 7:30 at Still Stadium right here on Friday.
Searles, 7:30 kickoff.
7:30 tip-off. That is
Boy,
correct.
it's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we like playing that stadium, and somebody asked me the other day, is what y'all's home stadium? We really don't have one, but we seem to play good at Searles, and it's traffic's a little funky sometimes, but other than that, we don't have to worry about traffic during the game.
Yeah.
So
Three-way stop sign has been installed, so the traffic problems should be somewhat alleviated with folks coming in from Cove, probably coming in down Stagecoach, but and they travel pretty good, and they're trying to get in the playoffs, so they need to win. And
this is a big win for whoever wins this game. Definitely has a leg up on making the postseason, and so I try not to think about that, and we just take it one game at a time. But the reality is this is a huge game for both teams, and if you don't win this one, you're not out, but you're in the playoffs now because you can't lose anymore, And so for us, we only got one after this, but I know for them they have two more. They've already had their bye. But like I said, you look at the film and they have an explosive offense. I mean, they're led by their quarterback, Anthony King. They've got Division I guys all over the field. Tristan Glass, number 2 wide receiver, he does an outstanding job. Malik Cuthbert, he does an outstanding job. Their running back, KJ Ziegler, number 22, he's a guy, sophomore, going to be trouble the next 2 years. He runs it all over the field. If you don't tackle him, they'll never throw the ball. They'll just keep running. And really good big O-line. They're kind of led by Marquise Uini, but they're big up front overall. Uini also plays like an H-back position. So, like I said, it's impressive what they've done offensively. And then defensively at times this year they play really good. They're kind of like us. When they're playing really good, they're playing really good. When they're not, they're not. And so, but they play a lot of people, on the defensive side of the ball. And like I said, they're well coached. I know a lot of those coaches over there, and Coach Johnson does a good job. And so, like I said, I expect a really, really good contest on Friday, and we're looking forward to it.
Onside kicks last week against Harker Heights, they did it several times, I believe 3 times.
Yeah, we've had to practice that. I think I'm not sure, what prompted that. I know, of course, they want to steal a possession or two, but at the end of the day, we've got to be able to execute wherever they kick it, whether it's onside, deep, middle, wherever it is. We just got to be able to execute.
About field position.
Well, that's big. In our last game, our kickoff unit did a great job. I think we pinned Brian inside the 20-yard line 3 times, and that hasn't happened all year. And so we kick it deep in the air, and we scrib it deep sometimes. Sometimes we'll kick it short. Sometimes we scrib it short. And then we also onside kick as well. So it's hard to kind of read our unit. We've got multiple kickers that we use, and so that helps. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still football. You know, the ball's coming at you. You gotta field it, however, whether it be on the ground or in the air, and you gotta do something with it when you get the ball.
Had a good turnout at Raising Cane's in Killeen last night. You were out for the show, brought some kids out. That was great to have them on the air and get them some experience of being interviewed. You did a great job interviewing. I'm thinking whenever I am sick or need somebody to stand
Guest
in,
host.
you can be the guest host for me, man.
Yeah, definitely. I felt really comfortable behind the microphone, and I feel like as many times I've been in that setting, you know, it may be time. It just may be time.
Well, and I had Sal to do baseball games with me, so maybe it's going to be Toby, Dan, and Josh.
You know, I called
show
back home. I called a playoff game about 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. It was a third round matchup. The guy that was supposed to be doing the color had gotten COVID, and so the gentleman that runs that radio station called me and said, "Do you want to fill in?" And he knew I'd already asked him a while back. I said, "Look, it's on the bucket list to call a game on the radio," and I did, and I was excited about it. I mean, it really. I was fired up. You know, I prepared like I was, you know, Tony Romo or whatever. But I'm sure I didn't sound that good. But for the first time, I thought I did a decent job.
We'll have to find that tape out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's out there definitely.
We do 500 of them, like
KOGT. Right there in Orange State.
500 of them, so
500. Well, I've done one.
So
I've done one.
Started out on top of a portable building, a 6-man football game in Jonesboro, Texas. So
I know where that is.
Yeah, so
I know where that is.
It's been a long, fun ride, man. But yeah, this is going to be a great game. It always is. Shoemaker and Coppers Cove is always a good game. Good athletes on both sides of the ball. Really pretty close to each other. It's kind of a battle of the county line here. You know, CTC is the county line. Coryell County is on the other side. You're here on Bell County side. So this is the old county line battle, but it's being held a good 15 miles towards Harker Heights over here. So
yeah, you know, I always joke it's closer to Cove Stadium than it is either of my stadiums that we play at, and that's a true story. You know, so but it's a good rivalry. You know, since I've been here. I think we're 3-2 against Cove, and you know that's. But I've coached against Jack Welch. I've coached against Jack Alvarez. Gosh, I can't remember the third coach they've had. So this will be my 4th Cove head coach that I went against in 6 tries. So I mean, they need to settle in on somebody probably, but either way, you know, they've done a good job traditionally of being successful in football. And like I said, they're fighting. You know, this will be a dogfight. Literally, this will be a dogfight, and both teams want to make the postseason, and they know what's at stake, and we know what's at stake. And so, you know, at the end of the day, our expectations are always to win the game. But I feel good about the week of preparation that we've had, and building on that win. You know, we're on a little 2-game win streak. I'd like to extend that. We've already had 3-game win streak earlier in the year, and we just feel like, you know, the momentum is going to be a big deal in this game, and I know it was in the last 2, and so, you know, but our kids have seen a lot this year. We've seen a lot of different offenses, defenses, and special teams, and a lot of different type of teams. And Cove is unique in the fact that they've got a lot of players all over the field that can hurt you in one play, and not a lot of people are like that. You know, I'd like to think that we're like that as well, but you know, there's not a lot of teams that you face that they've got D1 receivers. In my opinion, that running back's going to be a Division I football player. They got a quarterback that's extremely accurate and they can run it, and they got D1 offensive linemen. You know, I keep bringing up their offense, not slighting their defense, but I think they kind of go as their offense goes. You know, and they play hard, and they take chances, like you said, all those onside kicks. So, you know, we're really looking forward to this matchup.
You want the ball first, or you want the ball first in the second half?
You know, that's something that I kind of feel that on the game day. Sometimes we elect to take the ball first, and we win the toss.
A feeling comes about.
That's it. It's just a gut feeling. Sometimes we defer, but you know, I won't know that until we get there, and we got to win the toss. Now they're calling it, so they would have to lose their call, but. Either way, you know, you get the ball one half or the other, you know, unless you choose not to. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a good weather game. It's going to be a good atmosphere. They're going to bring a crowd. We're going to have a crowd. Cyril Stadium should be rocking on Friday.
And as Toby always says.
Yeah, I always say this, and I mean this. Thank you all the fans that come out and support us. Thank you, the ones that came out to support us at Raising Cane's on Tuesday night. Come watch a great matchup at Cyril Stadium at 7:30 on Friday. And as always, go Grey Wolves.